All right, welcome back. So today, guys, I'm going to make an off-label, not an off-label video, a video of an off-label use of image wax replacement known as INVISISHIELD. So I was thinking, I wonder if you did a rinseless or waterless wash, if you could just spray and wipe it, massage it in, and it would protect. So we're going to find out. And this is a dual purpose video. They sent me their latest trigger. This is made by Tolco. I love the coloration. I love the feel of the trigger. Will it be a great trigger? I don't know. Hopefully by the end of this video, I will know, and we'll go from there. So the industry standard, I think, is SM Arnold or Tolco. I'll show you a couple other triggers that I use. So this one's probably the industry leader, the gray chemical one by Tolco. They're decent. Are they great? I don't think so. I get the dry pull, or whatever you call them, where they're not primed or whatever, and you pull and nothing comes out, and you pull, and finally it releases product. So these, whatever. They're neat looking, but I'm not a huge fan of this one. This is an SM Arnold, which at one time was my favorite trigger because I like the big grip here. It's like a 4-finger trigger. I love that. Harder and harder to find. By the way, neither are made in America, so that's kind of a deal killer. I used to buy the SM Arnold red ones and then put the upside down siphon tube in them, and I'd have to buy 2 different triggers, which cost me a ton of money just to make a trigger I like because of coloration. I think I'm past those days now. At the end of the day, I found this old trigger, I'll show you right now, in the back of my cabinet, and it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, dude. So this is also a Tolco trigger. Love the design. Love everything about it. And if you see this little doodad here, this is a 360 trigger, guys. It'll spray upside down all day long. And sometimes I find that these triggers actually spray better upside down. So these right here are the ones I usually buy the most of. To me, if they clog up or whatever, you just throw them out. So anyway, let's get to the video. Whatever. I'll show you how this panel is flat. It should be flat. I just went at this like 4 times with degreaser and soap and tried to strip it back because it had some spray wax on it. Let me wet it and show you guys there's really no beading on it. And then we'll get to what I'm doing here today with this video. I don't know what would be best to show you. It's not beading, but there you go. You can see the other side of the hood is beading over there because it wasn't stripped. This side is flat as it can be. Can you see it? So this one's beading. I think you can see those. I hope. And then this is flat, flat, flat. So let me dry this and show you what I'm wondering if you can use INVISISHIELD as. INVISISHIELD traditionally is meant to be foamed on, let it dwell for 1 minute, and then rinsed off. And you're not going to get like high gloss out of it, but you get protection, get a little bit of beading, a little bit of gloss out of it. But it does make debugging week to week a lot easier. So it is protection nonetheless. And super simple. Which brings me to another point. Last week or a couple weeks ago, I made a video on detailed pricing. I got a little bit of feedback on that. Some people say they can't even get $100 on a wash and wax. So if you can't get $100 as a mobile guy as a wash and wax, first of all, maybe that's a blessing, because people aren't willing to pay for service in their driveway and convenience. Maybe you don't want them as a customer. I don't know. But if you buy this wax replacement and use image wash products and use this as a foam on, dwell, rinse off, dry, and walk away, you might be able to get a few more washes that day. And you could do this probably at 80 bucks and walk away with 6 or 7 a day. Be making, I don't know, 500-600 bucks a day, somewhere in that range, depending on how fast you move. And sell it as just a wash and protection, outside only. And I think you could get business that way. Now, some of you out there are going to beat that down and say, well, you're a hack. I would never sell that. That's a junk product. Whatever. Hey, have it your way. But if I were to go into the industry right now today, I would not enter as a detailer. Even though I can detail a truck, most people don't want to pay what it's worth, and it takes a ton of time, a ton of product, ton of knowledge, which I have minimal knowledge. I'm still learning every week when I talk to people. But everybody wants something for nothing. So I wouldn't go into it as a detailer unless I could have a shop and I could get, you know, kind of the, I don't know what you'd call it, top range clientele that are very picky and want coatings and want high-end stuff, and then I'd have to go to training, yada, yada, yada. But I would enter the industry as a wash and wax guy. And this is the product I'd use all day long. Wash it, foam this on, 1 minute dwell time, rinse it, dry it, walk away, done. So let's move on and see if this will work though with a rinseless wash. I'm hoping it will. It's kind of cool that way because this product isn't that expensive. And if you could get away with doing it this way in California, especially if you're selling the waterless or rinseless packages, this would definitely be something to look at. So let's try this. This is going to be a rinseless wash. Let's see what I can do here. Use it kind of like a drying aid, okay? So, and this panel's been washed already. I'm just demoing this. So you'd wash your panel. Maybe 2 or 3 trigger pulls of the INVISISHIELD, which is diluted in my bottle, and I'm about to spill it all. And no, they didn't give me this. I paid for it. So anyway, it's mixed in here 25%, so it's 8 ounces. I think I put, what did I put? 8. So that fills this bottle. Let me tell you, this fills 1 foam cannon. So 4 ounces gives you 32 ounce of product. So I just divided that in 4. So I used 1 ounce of that and 8 ounces of water. There you go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if this works. And just a side note, guys, this is starting to become a super fun video. It smells like some of my neighbors are partying today, if you know what I'm saying. So this may become a laugh fest. I don't know. I don't know. It feels kind of smooth under my towel. Will this work though? I have no idea. I mean, it was good in theory to try it, right? You got to go off range sometimes. By the way, that trigger was smooth. I don't think I've used it enough though to judge it as a great trigger. So far, so good. I'm gonna move you guys out. See if that'll bead. I don't know. Boom, brrr, drum roll. This might be a bust video. What's it gonna be? Bam, there you go. It did in fact bead. Right here's beading. Control section, flat, flat, flat. So it did work, guys. This will work as a drying aid for a waterless wash. Since we know it will work, let's go ahead and try this trigger a few more times. I'm gonna over apply it, but that's okay. I'm trying the trigger. Feels like there's a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain it. Anybody that's used a Tolco would know what I'm saying. Feels like on a couple of the pulls, if you don't let it come all the way back, all the way out, it's almost like it's wanting to give me a dry pull, but it hasn't. Yeah, I don't think every pull's dispensing the, yeah it is, there we go. You gotta let the, so the key is, I think, the key is, and it's operator error, you get in a hurry and you short stroke it. The key is to let this trigger come all the way out. So far so good. Let's just keep spraying it and see what happens. I'm gonna have a INVISISHIELD on this for the next 20 years. You know what, guys? I can sign off and say so far so good. I haven't used it a lot. I will keep you posted though. That's kind of just, you know, half a dozen pulls on that trigger isn't really enough to label it, yes, I'm 100% sold. I will say this trigger has already operated better than I can get these to operate. And they're Tolco, both of them. The design looks the same. They might even just be different coloration. I have no idea. I get a lot of dry pull out of these. So maybe that I'm short stroking the trigger here and not letting it come all the way out. It's very possible. Operator error, but I've had that a lot. So INVISISHIELD, guys, let's rinse this off my pickup. Got enough on here for like 1,000 years. That's not the way it's meant to be used at all. Oh crap, even though I didn't foam it on, check that out. You can spray it on with a trigger sprayer. It beads up too. I didn't even mean to protect that side, but testing that trigger I did. So there you go, guys. INVISISHIELD, not a bad product. It only takes a few ounces to do a whole car. And I would also argue, I haven't used this product a ton. I would also argue, if this fills one foam cannon and you do it right, I mean, you wouldn't want to use a heavy foam with this, I don't think. Just enough to cover the whole car. Let it dwell a minute and rinse it off. And then I think you're going to be protected for at least a month with this product. Now, when you say protection, I'm not sure it's going to give you that glow of a wax or whatever, but truckers, RVs, people that get a lot of bugs, you people in Florida with love bugs, this stuff works great. I would also argue that if you made a full foam cannon with this, you would probably be able to do 2 or 3 small cars and probably 2 pickups this size. That's my guess. So economically sound, it functions right, makes it so simple. You do not have to have a base layer of wax with this. If you don't have any protection on your car, truck, or SUV, it wouldn't be a bad idea to apply this once and then foam it down and apply a second layer, okay? But so far so good. It does beat, it does work. Super simple, probably $80 wash and protect all day long. I am impressed, and you can use it as a drying aid for a waterless, not a waterless, a rinseless wash, guys. So check out Image Wash Products, code DETAIL IT. Code DETAIL IT, here we go. I'll give you the advertisement on the back of the window. Save 10%. It is an infinity code, guys. To all the image guys out there, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your team and to try all your products and to have faith in me to do some decent videos. Let me know what you think. Give me a follow, share the video, comment, good, bad, indifferent. Doesn't really matter. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.